Hey guys, AilouPup here, and today it's my December 2016 wrap-up, where I talk a little bit about all the books I read in the month of December 2016. I started off the month pretty good by reading The Valley of Horses by Jean M. Auel, which is the second book in the Earth's Children series, and follows directly after the events in Clan of the Cave Bear. In this book, Ayla is on her own and is supposed to be looking for the people known to her as the Others. In other words, people that she spent 5 years of her life with but doesn't remember anymore. While far away from her, two young men, brothers Jondalar and Thonalin of the Zelendoni, begin on a journey of their own. I'll have a review up for this one shortly, so I won't talk too much about it here. I loved Clan of the Cave Bear when I read it, and while I did love this one as well, I just didn't feel that it was as good as the first book. I preferred Ayla's point of view because she seemed to be a lot more about survival than Jondalar did, whereas Jondalar just seemed a lot about women and sex. And I just didn't really like that. Closer to the end, I started to not really mind him, but overall I still preferred Ayla. I gave this book a 4 out of 5. Next I read The Phoenix Unchained by Mercedes Lackey and James Mallory. It follows best friends Harrier Gillen and Tircel Rolfort, who basically go on a journey to discover why Tircel can do magic and why the Endarkened seem to be coming back to the land. I'll also have a review up for this one shortly, so I won't talk too much about it here. The beginning of the book was kind of meh to me. It didn't really catch my attention, but I also didn't really particularly hate it. About halfway through the book, I really started to not like the characters at all. Harrier in particular got on my nerves a lot. I was very close to giving this book a 1. After giving it some thought, I gave it a 2 out of 5 instead, because I did like the plot. It's just that I didn't really care for most of the characters. I finished reading Chicken Soup for the Soul, Find Your Happiness by Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, and Amy Newmark. This is basically exactly like it says in the title. Short stories all about how people found their happiness in times of need. This is the only Chicken Soup for the Soul book that I did not give a 5 right away, because I just felt that a lot of the stories didn't really resonate with me. So I gave this a 3 out of 5 instead. Lastly, I read A Darkness Forged in Fire by Chris Evans, and it follows Konoha Swiftdragon, who a year previous had been exiled after he killed the Viserai, and is now being called back for duty as the Major of the Iron Elves once again. And again, I'll have a review up for this one shortly, so I won't talk too much about it here. I wasn't too sure how I would feel about this book when I first started reading it, because the beginning just didn't really catch my attention all that badly. And then about a quarter of the way through, I began to feel that it really began to pick up the pace. And I started to really enjoy it. Most of the characters I loved. I gave this a 4 out of 5. These are all the books I read in the month of December 2016. Let me know in the comments what you read or are reading, and I will see you next time. So, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more book-related videos from me.